The Pixelmon team has released version 9.1.13, which primarily includes new Pokemon, but also includes updates to cosmetics, rugs, and Pokemon's movesets. So let's dive right into everything you need to know about this update. The first change you should notice should be in the Minecraft window. The icon Pixelmon uses has been reverted back to the orange outline of a Pokeball. Despite being used for over a year, the old icon was actually a spooky Halloween version of the Pixelmon Reforged logo. If you have ever had trouble finding Zygarde cells and cores, then you are in luck because this update removes the chunked habitation time limit. So previously, cells and cores would only spawn in new chunks that had not been inhabited for more than 30 minutes. Removing this should make it a lot easier to find cells and cores and not require you to keep track of what chunks you've already been in. This colorful accessory I have is the Rainbow Sash, and it is a cosmetic item you can get by donating to the Pixelmon team. It's been updated from the muted colors it used to have to this vibrant version. All Pokemon from Gens 1 through 8 have now been updated so that they can learn the moves they learn in Gen 9. So if you have any Pokemon that you've been waiting to use until they get a specific move, now is the time to bring them out. Additionally, Gen 9 blank TMs were added to Master Poké-Chest drops, so you'll be able to teach Gen 9 TM moves faster, and the TMs for Chilling Water, Pounce, Trailblaze, and Terra Blast have all been added as a potential drop from chests and dungeons. Revenant, the ability for the zombie Lugia in the Drowned world, has had a tweak to it so that instead of having a normal version of the pressure ability in it, it now is supercharged to remove an additional PP when your Pokemon uses a move. There were some items that dropped from raids, Pokemon, and certain structures that didn't actually have any use, so these items will no longer be obtainable in survival. The colors of Pixelmon's rugs have been updated so that they better match the colors of all the wool blocks that they are made from. Rivavroom's shiny sprite was also a bit different from its default sprite, so that has been updated, and Palafin's sprite for its shiny hero form has similarly been updated. There are some changes to evolutions too. Prior to Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Pokemon Charger Bug and Magneton would evolve in areas that had a quote special magnetic field. This meant usually evolving in a cave or a mountainous part of the region. So Pixelmon had the Gen 8 method of evolving these Pokemon with a Thunderstone, but Pixelmon has now also made it possible to evolve them in mountainous biomes that are in Minecraft. A reverse of that issue is that Nosepass was able to evolve into Probopass in mountainous biomes, but as of Legends, Arceus now evolves with a Thunderstone. So as of this update, you can evolve Nosepass with a Thunderstone in Pixelmon. In the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games, Crabrawler was changed to evolve into Crabominable with an Ice Stone, so Pixelmon has also made it possible to evolve Crabrawler that way. In Pixelmon, before Hisuian Quillfish was able to evolve by using or knowing the move Barb Barrage, it evolved with a Water Stone. That option has been removed, presumably because that was never an actual option in the Pokemon games. There was also a small change that moved Dondozo to spawn in oceans, since it doesn't really fit in Minecraft's rivers. A new palette has dropped. One of the Paradox Pokemon, Iron Valiant, was added in version 9.1.12, but the Pixelmon team has created a new Spirit palette for Iron Valiant and made it so that this version of Iron Valiant will spawn in graveyards at night. There are 13 new Pokemon in this update, and the first one we'll be covering is Squawkabilly, the parrot Pokemon. Squawkabilly can be found in jungle biomes during the day, both flying and in the treetops. It can spawn in a group of Squawkabilly, and of its colors, the white color is the rarest, followed by yellow being second rarest. A defeated Squawkabilly has a 100% chance to drop 1 to 2 feathers, and a 50% chance to drop 1 to 2 eggs, and a 30% chance to drop 1 chicken. The next bird Pokemon of this update are Wattrel, the Storm Petrel Pokemon, and Kilowattrel, the Frigate Bird Pokemon. Wattrel is now available for you to find in any non-freezing beach biome during the day. If you defeat it in battle, you'll be awarded with feathers and potentially some cod. Its evolution, Kilowattrel, will also spawn in beach biomes during the day, and additionally has a chance to drop a swift feather. They'll both spawn on the ground, in the air, and in the treetops, and have a chance to spawn with a group of Wattrel. The next Pokemon of this update is Klawf, the ambush Pokemon. Klawf will spawn during the day in stone beaches and in any biome under the Mesas category. Defeating gives you a chance to get 1 to 3 blocks of granite, 1 or 2 pieces of cod, and 1 shulker shell. Next we have Rowler and Rabsca, the rolling Pokemon. Railer and Rabsca will both spawn in mesas, savannas, and any biome under the arid category during any time of the day. They are, however, both very small, so you have to have a keen eye to find them. They both will always drop slime balls upon being defeated, but differ in that Railer has a chance to drop coarse dirt, and Rabsca has a chance to drop soul soil and silver powder. And the last of the bird Pokemon of this update is Bombardier, the item drop Pokemon. Bombardier can spawn in rivers, lakes, and beaches during the day, both in the air and on land. It won't spawn in freezing biomes, and also has a rare chance to spawn in mountainous biomes. It can drop feathers, stone, and the black glasses held item. Now to start off with our Paradox Pokemon are Great Tusk and Iron Treads, the past and future Paradox versions of Donphan. Now, Great Tusk and Iron Treads will spawn in the Small End Islands biome. Great Tusk, upon being defeated, can drop some light blue terracotta, fighting gems, and the soft sand held item. Iron Treads can drop light gray terracotta, steel gems, and also a soft sand. This update also features Sandy Shocks, a past Paradox version of Magneton. Sandy Shocks spawn in the Small End Islands biome and has a chance to drop glowstone dust, ground gems, and the magnet held item. We also have Iron Hands, the future Paradox version of Hariyama. Like all Paradox Pokemon, it will of course spawn in the Small End Islands biome and has a chance to drop bricks, electric gems, and the black belt held item. Finally, the last new Pokemon of this update are the coin-themed Pokemon Gimmighoul and Golden Go. Gimmighoul can be found in its chest form in many of the structures in Pixelmon. These structures are the jungle pyramids, desert pyramids, haunted towers, graveyards, and ruined portals. Defeating one will net you a few gold nuggets and a chance for a relic copper. If you manage to catch one, you can evolve it by giving it an amulet coin and then using a linking cord on it. And while that is one way of obtaining its evolution, Golden Go can also be found in the Ultra Desert biome at any time of the day. Defeating Golden Go can earn you some gold ingots, relic coppers, relic silvers, and even a relic gold. Not all bug fixes are important, so here are the ones that I think are important enough for you to know about. If you have recently experienced weird issues with missing no, replacing your Pokemon, or suddenly appearing in your PC, according to the changelog, this update should fix that. And here are some of the unimportant bugs you don't need to know about. Ghastly's smoke particles are no longer overwhelming. Solrock's idle animation has been fixed. The rocket armor had a stray pixel removed. The Pixelmon team addressed an issue where Pokemon had move skills that they shouldn't have. An issue where Pokemon that evolved and then updated to the wrong ability was fixed. Ashen Mega Houndoom doesn't have a missing texture anymore. Hisuian Typhlosion can now fit inside your house. It had its hitbox height fixed. And a rare bug where if Ditto tried to transform into certain species of Pokemon, your game would crash, is no longer an issue. And that is all I have for you for the Pixelmon 9.1.13 update. Trainers, thanks for watching, and good luck out there catching all those new Pokemon. Until next time.